All right, let's talk football. But forget the hot takes and the gut feelings for a minute. Today, it is all about the numbers. We're going to break down the data behind one of the biggest games of the week to see who really has the edge. So we've got the Detroit Lions squaring off against the Pittsburgh Steelers. And man, on paper, this is a classic clash of styles. You've got an absolute offensive powerhouse going up against a team with a really potent aerial attack. And all of that leads us to one big question. Who do the cold, hard numbers say is going to come out on top? Well, that's exactly what we're here to figure out. We're going to dive into the stats to see where their real advantages and disadvantages lie.
Okay, here's how we're going to break it down. First, we'll look at that matchup between the Lions' juggernaut offense and the Steelers' defense. Then, we'll examine the Steelers' big counterpunch through the air. And finally, we'll put it all together for the final data-based prediction.
Let's start with the first massive clash on the field. This is the story of Detroit's high-powered offensive machine going head-to-head with the Pittsburgh defense. And wow, right away, the numbers tell a pretty dramatic story. The Lions are averaging nearly 400 offensive yards per game. That's almost 100 yards more than the Steelers. I mean, this isn't just a small gap, it's a canyon. And just to put that number into perspective for you, 392.5 yards per game puts this offense in the absolute top tier of the entire league. It's a testament to just how consistently powerful they are week in and week out. Now, here's the flip side of that coin, the Steelers' defense. The data shows they really struggle in some key areas. They rank in the lower tier for efficiency metrics like EPA and DVOA, which are basically just fancy ways of measuring how good a defense is at actually preventing points. So they give up a lot of yards, they're especially vulnerable to those big explosive pass plays, and they tend to leave some pretty big gaps in their coverage. So the bottom line from this first matchup is crystal clear. The data overwhelmingly suggests that the Lions' incredibly efficient, high-scoring offense has a significant advantage over the Steelers' defense. But hold on, it is not that simple. Now we have to look at the other side of the ball, because this is where Pittsburgh has a really powerful counterpunch of its own. Yeah, the entire equation for Pittsburgh changes when you factor in their passing game. The analysis really puts it best. A veteran quarterback, a guy like Russell Wilson, can absolutely carry a team with his leadership and his proven production. And this is their main weapon. It's not just about the quarterback's experience, it's how he uses his tools. With dangerous deep threats like George Pickens, this offense has proven time and again that it can find and exploit any little gap a defense gives them. And here it is, the big narrative twist. The Lions' biggest strength, that incredible offense, is matched by their biggest weakness, their pass defense. The data shows they've been vulnerable against the pass all season long, and this lines up perfectly with what the Steelers do best. So we have a juggernaut offense versus a vulnerable defense, and a killer passing attack versus a shaky secondary. It's time to weigh all these factors and deliver the final verdict based on what the data tells us.
So here's the tail of the tape. When the Lions have the ball, advantage Detroit. When the Steelers are passing it, advantage Pittsburgh. Based on these key matchups, it looks like a total split decision.
So the crucial question is, which one of these advantages carries more weight? Which factor is more likely to actually control the outcome of the entire game? After weighing all the data, the analysis points to a winner. The model predicts a victory for the Detroit Lions. But the question is, why? Well, it all comes down to sustainability and dominance. The data suggests the Lions' offensive efficiency is the single most dominant factor in this entire game. See, while the Steelers can create those explosive plays through the air, Detroit's ability to consistently move the ball is seen as way more sustainable over 4 quarters. And ultimately, Pittsburgh's defensive flaws just seem too significant to overcome. So, that's what the numbers say. But it brings up a fascinating final question for you to think about. Can the data be wrong? Can a single player's brilliance just defy all the statistical odds? Or is this game, for all intents and purposes, already decided on paper? We'll have to watch to find out.